she surpassed me to the point where her teacher was saying, who's a Cambodian university educated teacher, is like saying that she reads too fast for her teacher to keep up with her. Okay? So she's just a little bit out there, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. She's a bit of a super.
She is out there. Okay, so why? Why is it like that? What's your key to that?
I don't know. I mean, it's not that I didn't work at it. I did work at it, but at the same time, I think there was a few things on my side. In terms of being musical, it helps you hear things well, and being quite young when I first went out, and that, you know, your ability to retain it and so forth. But apart from that, I also just, not saying that anyone else doesn't, but I just spent heaps of time with Khmers. I lived with a Cambodian girl. Most of my friends were Khmers, and I don't know, you're just immersed in it, and I would just pick it up. What I picked up in class was probably now only, I don't know, 20 or 30% of my vocab. The rest you pick up on the streets, you pick up hanging out with people, and I don't know.
So do you ever find yourself, when you're back home, or even in this environment, still something will come up, a little thing will come up that's Khmer?
Sarah's my translator.
She does that all the time.
I'm hopeless. I can't, if something shocks me or something takes me by surprise, I'm like, Ngwapadawi. Which means?
That means, oh my goodness, I can't believe that.
I can't make it come out in English. It just comes out in Khmer. I'm driving in the car in Australia and someone cuts me off and I'm like, Jum, which means like, I don't know.
Hard to translate that one.
I don't know. That it's just, it's not a swear word. It's not a swear word. It's just, yeah. I don't know. It just holds through. It just comes out.
Which means, yeah, it just comes out easy.
Yeah. If we were Cambodian women, we'd have a really hard time initially getting in there and working with church leaders and working with that level of leadership that are all men. So the fact that we are Western women gives us a slight edge, but then what actually cuts it long term is the way you interact with them. It's your heart towards them. It's whether you're there to control them or whether you're there to empower and release them. And once you take that kind of an attitude, once you work with them at that partnership level where you're actually just saying, I believe in you and I'm here to make you successful in what God's called you to do and I'm going to empower you to do that, then they see that and that kind of melts all the other boundaries down in terms of age, in terms of gender and so forth.
Yeah, and they see like the reason that we're wanting to work with them is, yeah, like she was saying, not control, but we're bringing a new idea to them or something like that, and they begin to see the value of that. And I guess the way that we're not like pushing it on them, but say like, hey, well, you know, what about this? And like, oh yeah, you know.
History teaches us that the last thing Cambodia and nations like this need right now are missionaries and foreigners coming in, just telling people what to do. And you see in Rebecca and Sarah their love for the people, their love for the country, a great hope and also a sense of trust that it's up to the Cambodian people to rebuild their future and take the country in the direction it needs to go. So both the girls, you see Rebecca working alongside of musicians and artists and working with Indigenous music, and you see Sarah right now. I'm outside a small church right up near the Vietnamese border. And here she is just getting alongside of the local leaders, the local people in the community, just working with them and encouraging them in how they can help build their own community and nation.
I believe that Cambodia has great need for the church because as people enter into a relationship with God, they not only have the religious aspect, but it goes deeper than that, to a heart change. And really, when you look at the country of Cambodia, that's the only thing you can come up with that's going to be the answer to the people's lives, their sense of hopelessness, just the rampant corruption and injustice and all sorts of things that are, you know, happening in society. And it's only as people are changed from the heart level that they'll even work together as communities and begin to solve these problems.
But are you saying the evidence therefore shows that although there's a lot of religion, it's not changing the heart, it's not dealing with corruption, and that can be dealt with through religion?
I don't think those issues are really dealt with through religion. I believe they're dealt with on a heart level, a relationship with God level. And so for Cambodians, their religion is basically, it's what you'd call folk religion. They've taken the basic principles of Buddhism, but really the way they live it out, it's a matter of interacting with the spirit world, and it's all to do with ritual and appeasing spirits and that kind of thing, which is something that you just kind of do. It's not actually something that relates to your heart attitudes. So the concept of loving each other is a really huge one that Cambodians grasp onto when they understand Christianity. They go, oh, really, we're supposed to love one another. It's kind of almost a revelation. Some of the big hurdles that the